Hey, what's up? Me again. Even I'm getting sick of me. So, Formula 1 2023's trailer dropped today, time of recording, yesterday when this video comes out. And if you guys couldn't put these two things together, I'm a huge F1 video game fan. It's like literally my two favorite things, video games and Formula 1. And you know, the Formula 1 video game, a great crossover for me. So I'm excited, and I figured I'd give you guys my reaction because less than a month ago I made a video on 5 ways I think EA could save the franchise. So let's see if they listen to me. All right, that's enough talking. Let's just start this trailer already.
Who will be last to break? Round the outside he goes, and there's a huge drop.
I remember watching them do the event where they launched the new team, which is really cool. And as you just saw, I'm so stoked to see Las Vegas.
Anything is possible.
It's nice that it's going to be there on launch, and not adding it later. Like they did last year with a few of the newer tracks, they added them later.
Why are you hesitating? Halle Mayer is the F2 champion. Everyone thought.
Oh, Breaking Points is back. They listen to me. Well, not me particularly, but the
Every
fans.
season, you want to step up. There's always something to improve.
It's kind of devious how they're mixing in the real footage and the game footage. I mean, the game looks amazing. But they're Ferrarying. Look, they're Ferrarying. This game looks... Oh, red flags? Okay, are those coming back?
Great result.
Oh, they are. Look at the little pop-up in the side. We are going to go over the press release after this.
I want to be the best I can be.
I am a fan of the cover with Max on it.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Do you know how I look losing easy points like this? Come on, you.
I'm really excited for Breaking Points to come
Not
back.
everyone survives in F1. You know.
This looks really good. This looks incredible, to be honest.
Fabulous.
It looks like they updated the engine,
The question is,
which was a big complaint about it.
The last to break.
Okay. I like it. It looks good. It looks really good, to be honest. It looks like it has a lot of the things that I would want, a lot of the things I was complaining about, but we'll see. We're going to go over the press release and see what else they have to say that wasn't covered in the trailer. So I'm just going to read the bullet points word for word like the press release says, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on them. So let's start with Breaking Points returning. The enthralling narrative-driven story mode, Breaking Points, makes its return with even more drama and action waiting to unfold. Following the careers of young upstart Aiden Jackson and infamous protagonist Devin Butler, the pair find themselves together at Corner Sport Racing Team, the most recent team to join the Formula 1 grid. Rising star in Formula 2 and sister to Devin, Halle Mayer has become the first woman to ever win F2. Hungry for more success, she is keen to get her shot in Formula 1. Will Devin and Aiden have to make way for Callie? Or will team and family dynamics cause problems? There's a lot to look forward to in a story that twists and turns based on the choices made along the way. Okay, so my initial thoughts after reading that is, okay. It sounds like a pretty good idea. You know, I'm all for the idea of the sister coming in, but like my first thought is, why couldn't they just give her the same last name as Devin? It just kind of makes it unnecessarily complicated. Just give them the same last name so this way it's easier to follow, because for a hot second there, I had to think, wait, whose sister is this again? Oh, Devin. Devin is the protagonist or the antagonist? I forget, because it's been a minute since, you know, the first chapter of this Breaking Point story. It's not like it's fresh in our memory. It was like 2 games ago. So I don't know. I feel like they could have made that a little bit easier to follow by just making them both have the last name Butler, but I digress. I'm pretty in for the story. It seems rather interesting, but I feel like it's a half step. It feels kind of like they're taking a half step here. I feel like a more interesting story for Breaking Points 2 would have been to go full tilt, and you have just been Devin's sister as the first female Formula 1 driver. Just freaking send it and put us in the shoes of somebody who's never been there before. And I know it's probably a bad idea for what I would assume to be a writing team full of dudes to try to write that experience, but I don't know. I just think it would have been more interesting than mate, will she, won't she? But they said the game will be shaped around choices that we make along the way, so I don't know. I'm probably thinking there's going to be way more consequence than there really is, but a boy can dream, can't he? 2 new circuits. 2 incredible racing locations will be making their debut in F1 23 at launch. The Las Vegas Street Circuit in Nevada, USA, and the LaSalle International Circuit in Doha, Qatar. The LaSalle International Circuit was first raced in 2021, but the Las Vegas Street Circuit is an entirely new layout, never before raced in Formula 1. That means in F1 23, players can take to the Vegas Strip ahead of the drivers themselves. As for circuits that don't feature on the 23 calendar, Circuit Paul Ricard, France, Shanghai International Circuit, China, the Algarve International Circuit, Portugal, better known as Portimao, will all be included at launch as legacy tracks for use in various different game modes. Okay, so my initial thoughts on that one is dope, but a little late, but better late than never. So let's start with dope. Having Las Vegas in there is a trend I like. They did this with Miami last year, where Miami kind of debuted in the game before the race itself. If I remember the calendar right. I'm probably so wrong on that, but I digress. I know they used Miami to preview the game like all hell, but I'm pretty excited to be able to race in Vegas before they do. And if it's good and the track looks good, I'm going to be stoked, because that is a track where the exterior of the circuit is just as important for them to nail as the circuit themselves. And I know hardcore racing fans are going to hate me for saying that, but I love the ambiance. And when we're talking about Qatar, it's better late than never. I mean, it debuted in 2021. It's been a minute, but better late than never. And it's really cool that they have tracks like Portimao that aren't on the calendar, but just please give us Hockenheim already. Handling updates. Incorporating actual F1 team feedback, F1 23's vehicle handling has some significant improvements over the last game for both wheel and pad players. New vehicle physics give cars better traction when braking, accelerating, and quartering, allowing for more predictable behavior, plus greater balance between aerodynamic, tire grip results in more realistic feel. Additionally, Precision Drive, TM, controller technology will give players who play on pad even more control and confidence in those crucial race moments. So I don't think anybody's ever really complained about a handling update. I hope it's good and it doesn't stink and they have to revert back to what it was, because it was a little bit floaty. Again, I'm super new to the whole wheel and pedal setup. I don't play on gamepad, so I won't be able to use their Precision Drive TM technology and really test that out. I might for a review, because I want to do a review. Let me know in the comment section. Should I do a review of this game? But I'm really excited for this handling update, and to say it's from actual F1 team feedback, I believe that because a lot of the drivers just play this game. Community requested features. Following community feedback, several highly requested features will be included in F1 23. Red flags, making their return to the series after 9 years, will add more drama, with drivers and teams needing to rethink race strategies on the fly as the grid returns to the pits. A new 35% race distance, previously only seen in F1 esports, strikes the perfect balance between short and long race options, while still adhering to the mandatory pit stop rule. Also, a new color encoding system, similar to that used in film and TV, has been implemented across the game, resulting in a more true-to-life visual experience. Okay, so that's pretty dope. The fact that it was 9 years since the last red flags being in the game is wild, and goes back to the point I made in my other F1 20 whatever video about how they remove features and they don't bring them back. But it's kind of shady, to be honest, to be like, hey, look, selling this as a selling point, when it's like, yeah, it's been gone for 9 years. You literally said it. It's something that you took out of the game. So like, you should just not make a big deal about it, just add it. But I digress. I'm stoked that it's back. And this 35% race distance is actually amazing, because I feel like the distance I choose is either too long or too short. I'm not trying to do 5 laps, but I'm also not trying to commit the next 3 hours to sitting there and sweating my butt off while trying so hard to come in like 14th. Introducing F1 World. Serving as your go-to place for all things F1 and your content inspired by the F1 calendar, F1 World makes its debut in Formula 1 23. F1 World helps introduce players to the complex world of Formula 1 by tying together multiple game modes such as Time Trial, Grand Prix, and Multiplayer, offering an exciting new way to enjoy the game. Featuring an ever-changing roster of seasonal content with daily and weekly challenges to get stuck into, drivers can unlock new liveries, race suits, and helmets as a part of a new progression system. By advancing through F1 World, players will improve their tech level and unlock parts and team member upgrades to equip to F1 World Car, improving various performance areas as tech levels increase. More challenges and events will become available. Linking online and offline play in F1 World, a new safety rating system encourages drivers to race cleanly and pairs like-minded drivers more efficiently for improved online racing. Alright, so this is the part of the press release where it just starts to sound like corporate buzzword mumbo jumbo. So a lot of that is just bleh, but it's essentially where you're going to find time trials and all of the random crap that they do. It's like what F1 Home tried to be last year, but hopefully better. And honestly, I'm gonna skip the next portion of this press release, which is just all about the pre-order information. I honestly don't believe in pre-ordering video games because like they're never gonna run out digitally, so just do it. Get the bonuses if you want when you can preload, but the game doesn't come out for like a hot minute. There's no point in actually pre-ordering it now, if you ask me, but I'm not here to rant about that. Let's wrap this thing up. But those are just my thoughts on the first trailer and press release for this game. I'd love to know what you guys think about them in the comments section down below. Are you excited for this game? Are you gonna pass because it looks similar? And anything in between, I'd love to know in the comment section down below. I'd love it if you fed the YouTube algorithm gods by hitting that like button and smashing that subscribe button if you like what I'm doing here. Until next time, I've been your host Chase, and I'll see you guys later.